graced a lot of states where we've seen endorsement of different magnitude. But first, let me even welcome you to a big talk, Comrade James Chidi. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you, and good evening, Nigerians.
All right, Comrade, let's look at 2027 is still ahead right now. People say 2 years more to go to begin to prepare for the elections come 2027. But Christmas came too early. Christmas is appearing just around June at this point. But what do you make of the various political tensions that we've seen and the various endorsements from different quarters across the country? Does this speak well of our political development as a nation?
It definitely doesn't. It means we are actually giving more time to politics other than governance. We actually have two sides to this game. That is the side of politics and the side of governance. INEC regulates the side of politics. Unfortunately, the politicians have hijacked this. Nobody is saying anything when campaign banner and whatever campaign ban has not been lifted, and people are already campaigning and endorsing, going from state to state. What will they do when the campaign ban is lifted? So I think we are not serious as a country. When INEC cannot wade in, when political parties and political actors violate the guidelines for electoral regulations and our common laws here, nobody is saying anything. You know, it is not speaking well for us as a country.
Commission would say that some of this campaign and of course the banners that you see on the roads are not coming officially, but then this is coming rather from people that are trying to promote mischief, and also supporters of different aspirants, because no aspirants have been publicly declared to be contesting in this whole electionary process come 2027. Nobody has come out to openly say, I am contesting as it stands right now because of the ban. So I'm not a spokesperson for INEC, but going by that trajectory and taking it from that position, can we say right now that the party supporters are doing more and are biting more even to disrupt the whole political system, because this is not coming from an individual but rather supporters? So even what do you even make of that development as it stands also?
Yeah, you see, when you say political supporters, some of these things, like, was it yesterday? You see where Ganduje, the national chairman of the APC, went to canvass for endorsement. What is this? Isn't when you say they are being propagated by political supporters, then what is also the national chairman of the party doing? So I think we are being too deceptive to ourselves here. They let nobody lie. This is an open game. Tinubus has also confirmed this. He said, we are not going to tell you anything. Once you people are having problem, it is up to you. Then the endorsement also, is he not aware? Is it because it's favoring him? Let us be open here. Forget anybody lying to you that they are not doing campaign. Okay, have they arrested any of them? If you know that these people are actually political, but they are actually also going against a law. We see them on national television. We see them on. So why haven't they been arrested? Let them make arrests if they know that they are serious. The game is just favoring one particular side. So you can actually say that nothing is going on. But let me tell you, had it been the other parties are actually engaged or involved in this, then you will know that it will be used against them by INEC. It is an open game here. Let nobody deceive Girada here. So it's not as if it's something hidden or it's something Nigerians are not open to. Let other parties try same and see the devil of the other of INEC. So it's just open here.
There have been a lot of political tension lately from the 6 geopolitical zones across the country. And we've seen this play out and endorsements across the country. And one begins to ask at this point, can we say for a show and a through that even the whole electoral process right now and the act that regulates INEC has not been dealt with, or perhaps has not been suspended? When you look at all the whole attention right now, can we say that we still have an act where you begin to assess it going with a political lens?
And that's what I'm saying. The laws go silent when a rich or a political, in fact, the ruling class especially, when they go against the law, it is silent. When a poor man go against the law becomes active. So it is just the country we find ourselves in. If it is not, I don't know why the law against campaign before campaign ban is being lifted is silent up until this time. When is Mr. President going to work? So far it's been 2 years. He has 2 years to go, and all he is doing now is campaign. All the APC is doing now is campaign. I think the way it is now, there is no other political party apart from the APC that is campaigning as much as I know. So it is just that the law is silent because APC is the ruling party. It is also the party directly engaged in this violation. Had it been, like I said before, had it been is the other opposition that is engaging in this kind of political, in this kind of lawlessness, I tell you, the ruling party will actually, the law will be immediately activated to go against them. So, but who will activate the law to go against the president? Who will activate the law to go against the ruling party? That is the question here. So it's not as if Nigerians are not aware that there is a law or regulation against this. But the question is, who will activate the law?
Well, Chidi, most politicians have come out to say that they've not openly come out to declare their intentions for even running for presidency or for a governorship, House of Rep members, Senate, and all of that. They've come out to declare. And there's still a ban on looking at the whole democratic process by INEC and the timetable by INEC. There's still a ban on campaign as it stands, any campaign to be precise. Now, most politicians have not declared their intention. Now, we've tagged this to supporters. Then we have a case also where the supporters happen to be faceless supporters. And most supporters will just go out there, you see banners, you see flyers, people are just trying to play mischief.
Can I cut you short?
Are actual supporters, or these are just mischief makers who are trying to propagate some form of conflict in even in preparation to disrupt the various electoral system as you have it right now?
Okay. Now, let me ask you a question. Is Senator Odios Okalu a sitting senator currently? Is he a faceless Nigerian? Is Senator Odios Okalu one of the mischief makers also? Well, we saw him the other day on the floor of the House of Assembly, putting on a garb.
But it is enshrined in the Nigerian Constitution, Chidi. In section 39 of the Nigerian Constitution, gives him the freedom to express itself, and he chooses to go by that attire. That does not constitute an electionary process, just to set the record straight, Chidi.
What? Okay, but see, how else does a campaign logo look like when you have printed Tinubus 2027 or Odios Okalu 2027 and you wear an attire that looks like a flag, and you are walking on the floor of the plenary, attracting calling the attention of the press and all this? How else do you want a campaign process to look like? This is open. You can see. It might be technical, but what we know, the clear intent. Remember that the law does not judge the action, but the intent. So if you go by this, then you can now clearly be a judge in this and tell me whether he has violated the campaign process, the law on campaign or not. It is an open thing. You can argue it out anywhere. Senator Accuse is not a faceless Nigerian. So let us remove the fact that he printed Tinubu on that same T-shirt. He also printed himself. Is he also making mischief and mockery of himself at the same time? He is doing a campaign for himself and Tinubu 2027. Himself. This is a particular case in point. Do we deny? Are we going to deny this? Are we going to say it's being peddled by a supporter? No. Rather, he is giving the supporters impression to go ahead and start carrying about this kind of campaign. What are we saying? Well, let us allow the people who are supposed. Okay, Senator Accuse, the question now is, when will he have time to work when he has started campaigning? 2 years ahead. When will he be able to discharge his constitutional duties to his constituents? When will he have that time? That is the question. So it is not only by this anybody telling you is being peddled by mischief makers or party supporters or hardline supporters. The answer, the thing is, there is a body language that is propelling them to do so. Such one of which is that portrayed by Senator Accuse. We can't continue deceiving ourselves as if we don't know why or how these things are coming by. And okay, when has Tinubu been able to say or tell Nigerians, please, you people, dozen, we still have 2 or 1.5 years to go, or the campaign lines have not been, or it will be used against me. Some of these people are sitting governors. So what are we saying? Deception. You can rebrand it whatever you want, but we know the game. We know where the line is being. We know where this is being pushed to.
Chidi, let's even talk in terms of this narrative that has been painted across the country. Now, let's begin with Gombe. When you look at what played out in Gombe, what is your general take in it? When we talk about the level of tension right now, even looking at the issue that happened in Benue State just yesterday, where even protesters came out en masse to speak out on the irregularities and the various attacks that they've experienced. And we've seen similar incidents in Gombe. When you look at this in preparation for the 2027 election, what do you make of this whole development right now?
The point is, we are missing the line. I don't actually know if work and work alone is the determinant of how a political officer is being elected into power. If that is, then Tinubu is not qualified to contest in 2027, not to talk of being voted in. His administration, the rate of killings, the rate of criminality under his administration, under his watch, should be able to make Nigerians.
We can't categorically say that there's been a lot of criminality even in President Bola Ahmed Tinubu administration. Of course, we've not gotten that proven before a competent court of law. So let's just put that in the position of allegation. Let's say, okay, allegedly the criminality even in that administration, just to set the record straight. You can go ahead.
Setting the record straight, we are the Nigerians who are feeling the impact of what is going on. We are the masses. So anything can be written on paper, but in practice, there is when you separate theory from practice, then you get what I'm saying. We know a lot of things. Okay, where is Yahaya Bello? I saw on TV yesterday when he was actually walking around and being welcomed by the vice president, standing up to greet him. When a high level of a high criminal case of financial misappropriation is hanged on his neck, the vice president is worshiping, standing up for
alleged criminal misappropriation, Chidi. Alleged misappropriation.
criminal misappropriations, quite all right. But why has that case not been determined and actually resolved it swiftly? The point is there is this kid glove that is being used to handle some of people at this time. So when we are talking about 2027, if work and only work should be used to determine by the electorate whether or who becomes what, then let's see. But I challenge you, he is not supposed to win. He is not supposed to win presidency coming 2027. But all these things are neglected. Look at what happened in Benue. Up until now, the president has not said anything. But it took him less than 24 hours to respond to what is happening in Israel. The distance between Benue and Abuja is not more than 4 hours by drive if he wants to visit, or by air not more than 30 minutes. So how else do you want to see how else do you want to gauge or see the negligence on the part of of his administration on Nigerians?
All right, Chidi, just again to set the record straight, we understand that the president have spoken and also condone with the families that have lost their lives in Benue State. That the president has also sent in the CDS, that's the Chief of Defense Staff, and the IGP, the Inspector General of Police, down to Benue State to assess the situation in Benue State. And we understand also by Wednesday, the president will also by himself be in Benue State to assess the situation. But then, be that as it may, I understand when we look at the whole campaign right now, you are taking it from the angle from the All Progressive Congress. Like, it's the All Progressive Congress that is championing the cause of election. But we've seen Labour Party and Labour Party supporters also fronting the Labour Party presidential candidate in the person of Peter Obi